So Capcom knew what they were doing when they said this game has been in development for 6 years, and they absolutely cooked here, giving us the first original franchise in over 8 years. And today we're going to be diving into the world of Pragmata and discuss everything you need to know about this game and give my final review in under 10 minutes. Let's get right to it. What's up everyone, welcome to the channel. It's your boy Gamer-Ren, and I provide gameplay video walkthroughs, behind the scenes content, and some gameplay reviews here and there whenever I can. So let's get started about everything you need to know about Pragmata. Let's start with the story. A crew heads into space to investigate a lunar research station that went completely silent. You're going to be playing as Hugh Williams, one of the team members of the investigation team, and the second you land, everything goes wrong. You got a station AI called Edis that has gone rogue, and every robot in the base is hostile, and you are the lone survivor. That is until you meet this adorable young android girl named Diana, which her name was originally called DI-03367, and if you don't believe me, just hear this.
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art Pragmata created here at the Cradle.
Yeah, so Hugh gives her name, she's curious, she's a little mysterious, and completely steals the show. As the game goes on, your partnership with Diana provides a father and daughter dynamic. Hugh is the muscle, he shoots, he fights, but he cannot hack. Diana hacks, but she cannot fight. They need each other to stop Edis and get back to Earth. So the story is pretty much similar to a sci-fi setup, and the soul of the game is that relationship, honestly, between Hugh and Diana, and that's really what hits. And we'll come back to that when we get to the endings, but as you progress in the game, you learn more about Diana, why she was created, and also what's going on with Edis. Heading into the gameplay, let's talk about where Pragmata really sets itself apart. On the surface, it looks like a standard third-person shooter, but the core mechanic is unlike anything you've ever played before, especially me. I've never played it before, so yeah. You're controlling both Hugh and Diana at the same time. Hugh handles the shooting. He got the jetpack for dodging, range, weapons, almost your standard action hero pack, pretty much. And he got, let's just say he can run too. But the bullets alone, they don't really penetrate or hit the robot armor. So that's where Diana comes in. While you're shooting and dodging, Diana is hacking the enemy's defense systems. And you're solving a puzzle grid in real time to expose a weak point, and Hugh can actually damage the robots. This does sound overwhelming at first, but when it clicks, it feels really incredible, to be honest. Like, even when I played this for close to 10 hours, I was enjoying the fact that I'm actually really good at this. And there is also a skill that you can get that can help you hack faster as well if you're struggling with that. But a lot of gamers and reviewers have compared this to a Vanquish and Dead Space type of setting. Honestly, it is kind of true as well. But speaking of that, let's get into the shelter. This is now where you go in between your missions. You consider this as your home base. This is your checkpoint, your hub. Alright, let me walk you through everything you need to know about this shelter and what it has to offer. So starting with the firmware updater. This is kind of where you upgrade your suits, primary unit, and your weapon, and your hacking as well for Diana. Each upgrade requires an upgrade component, which you can find throughout the game as you progress, and you can also get them through like a training platform, which we'll get to a little bit later. As well as the firmware updater, you have this thing called the unit printer. This is kind of your all-in-one crafting and upgrade station for weapons, your hacking nodes, your abilities, and your attachments. So everything here costs lunar filament, which is basically the main currency in the game. You earn it by defeating robots, opening chests throughout the station, and even completing challenges. When it comes to the weapons, there are 4 types of weapons: the primary units, the attack units, the tactical units, and defense units. Primary units can only be updated in the firmware updater, while the attack units, technical units, defense units can be updated in the unit printer. Now, let's take a step back. Your primary units are your guns that never break, they auto recharge, and they're always with you, like your grip gun, and the other one which you will unlock later, which is the carbine gun. The attack units are your heavy hitters, right? They are the ones that really deal the serious damage, but when they're gone permanently. That goes for anything that's not in your primary units. The game constantly supplies you with more as you progress, but the technical unit guns are the ones that you kind of use to help to support your hacking system while the robots are attacking you. This definitely is a big win, to be honest, in the game. And your defense units are basically your shields and decoys, practically. Now, here's the key thing about crafting. The initial lunar filament cost to unlock a weapon is a one-time investment, so once you print it, it's permanently available at the shelter for free. So do not sleep on unlocking new weapons, always worth it. Your hacking nodes are the next thing you want to keep in mind for, which basically upgrades that makes your enemy weaker as you hack them. This is essential for tougher encounters later in the game. And your abilities upgrades for both Diana hacking skills as well as Hughes thrusters. One ability that is worth flagging here is that Diana has a skill that has object scan, which unlocks after sector 2, but this lets you search the environment for items, which is huge. Attachments is the last thing on here, which are additional skills or gears that you can carry on, like your health cartridge repairs or additional mods, slots, and more. Like, that's kind of something to not miss, to be honest with you. Next up in the shelter is Cabin, a service robot that you unlock after clearing Sector 1 boss, and it gives you access to these 3 things. Number 1 is the Stamp Club. It's basically a bingo board that you spend cabin points that you unlock in the game, and the rewards are like outfits, bot data, and red gate keys. Worth checking every time you come across them in the shelter. Next up you have is number 2 here on the training simulations, which are challenges that you can run to earn items like lunar filament, upgrade components, and cabin coins. Each simulation unlocks when you find a training simulator, and they are literally around, so keep your eyes open, and when you unlock the scan from Diana, you can easily find those. Number 3 is what you would expect, a jukebox. Change the background music in the shelter, and if you have the add-on, you can definitely unlock Dancing Diana. You're welcome. Next up are the REM replicators. The REM replicators are holograms in the shelter that replicate environments for Diana to explore, like the real world. We're talking about a fun room, a playground, a camp, a beach. Like, there are a lot of things here. These are little moments that just let Diana be a kid. They're optional, but they add so much to the character for her, and it's recommended to do those. I'm telling you, definitely go do those when you get a chance. The REM replicators can be found just like every other item in the game. Once you have the scan from Diana, you can find them as you explore it. Other things that you should worry about in the shelters are the bot storage, which basically stores your information for every bot in the game. You unlock these through the Cabin Stamp Club, and then the data library, which basically is every log and piece of artwork you've collected throughout the game. And the last one is your costume change. That's practically it. Now, before you get onto a mission, you go through the tramp terminal. This is how you travel to your next mission location or whatever sector. But before you head out, this is also where you set your loadout. You've got your full selection of weapons across all 4 types, your hacking nodes, your hacking mods, as well as everything you can probably think of that you need in order for you to be ready. Speaking of mods, do not sleep on those. I would recommend you to definitely get those mods. They are found in different areas in the game. You will see the icon one nearby once you unlock the object scan after Sector 2. Finding these items becomes much more easier. Make sure you set your loadout intentionally before every sector, because the right setup makes a huge difference in the game. Alright, spoilers from here, so if you haven't finished the game, you want to go in blind, skip this in my timestamp in the description. But there are 2 endings in Pragmata. Let's get right to it here. Starting with number 1, the main ending. So in Sector 5, you get affected by dead filament and is slowly killing him. So by the time you reach the end of the game and you defeat the final boss, there is no cure. So you stay behind and sends Diana back to Earth alone. It's a bittersweet moment. It hits hard for the first time you see it, especially after those 2 have went through together. It really gets you. Like, it really will get you. I'm being honest here. Alright, moving on to ending number 2. After you beat the game the first time, you unlock something called Unknown Signal Mode. This isn't a new game plus, by the way. Instead of starting over, it's gonna drop you back into the shelter before the final boss. From there, you can access a brand new location in the tram terminal called Hidden Chamber. Inside there are 10 challenge simulations, and you have to beat every single one of them. Once you've completed the simulations, you're going to unlock 3 things. A new weapon called Lime Cannon, you're going to unlock a new suit, and you're going to unlock a mod. The mod is the most important thing for this secret ending. The mod is called the Black Box. You want to equip it at the tram terminal and head to the final sector where you're going to take on the Mark II version of the final boss. Keep in mind, this Mark II version of the final boss is harder. It's hard. Like, let's just say it's harder than the last one. All the other Mark IIs are hard, but this one was not plain. But long story short, after you do that, you complete the game. 99% of the cutscenes remain the same. You send Diana back to Earth and you are stuck in space. That is until Cabin comes in and saves you. And after that, Hugh finally makes it home and the story is perfect, and that is your true ending. So in summary, is Pragmata really worth your time? Yes, respectfully. A game that delivers a unique hack and shoot gameplay system, a genuinely powerful father and daughter dynamic story, but also a uncle and niece story as well, and a game that rewards you every hour you put into it. I gave this game a 9.5 out of 10. It's built on fresh idea, executed perfectly with real craft, and it's obvious that Capcom put a lot of love and power into this game. 6 years in development, and it showed. Capcom really took a real risk here. New IP, new characters, a completely new gameplay concept, and they delivered. I really hope we get a sequel or other games in the future that are similar to this. Alright, that wraps up this video. That's everything you need to know about Pragmata. I've got 2 more videos that are dropping soon, so definitely be on the lookout for my channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more content, and hit that post notification bell to stay updated. Until next time, peace.